Faithful of the Imperium, draw near, still your voices, still your hearts. On this day, marked in blood and remembrance, we gather beneath vaults of stone and scripture to observe Sanguinala, the sacred vigil of sacrifice, obedience, and enduring hope. Across a million worlds, from high spire to trench line, from void ship chapel to ruined shrine, the same bells toll. They toll not for joy alone, but for memory, for loss, for devotion freely given. Today, we remember the angel. Today, we honor the sacrifice made in the name of all mankind. Today, we stand before the immortal Emperor of Terra, Master of mankind, whose light yet burns upon the golden throne. Let all who enter this place cast aside distraction and doubt. Let faith be your shelter. Let remembrance be your offering. By his will, this Sanguinala Mass now begins. I will now call upon Deacon Marcus for our first scripture and imperial reading.
Thank you, Brother Jordanus. Attend now, faithful, to the words preserved by the Adeptus Ministorum, drawn from the Apocrypha of Terra and spoken in remembrance of those who stood that mankind might endure. Blessed are those who do not falter in the shadow of eternity. Blessed are those who offer their lives without promise of reward. For in obedience there is only unity, and in unity survival. So long as one soul stands in his name, mankind is not defeated. So long as one heart yet beats with faith, the darkness has not won. These words are given not for comfort, but for strength, not for peace, but for endurance. Let them take root. Leading us in the worship of the Emperor is Priest Gerald.
Thank you, Deacon Marcus. Faithful servants of Terra, you stand here today because humanity still lives. Not because we are unbroken, but because we are unyielding. The Emperor, seated upon the golden throne, is not merely our ruler. He is our shield against annihilation. His will binds a fractured species into a single defiant whole. Through him, we endure a galaxy that despises our existence. We do not worship because it is easy. We worship because belief is survival. Each prayer spoken strengthens the Imperium. Each act of devotion denies the void its victory. To believe in the Emperor is to accept duty without question, sacrifice without hesitation, and service without end. He asks much of us, our labor, our loyalty, our lives. Yet through him, mankind has meaning. Through him, our suffering is not wasted. Through him, humanity still draws breath beneath the hostile sky. On Sanguinala, we remember that faith alone is not passive. Faith must be lived. It must be carried into the trenches, the manufactorums, the void, and the grave. Stand firm in this belief. Obey without a doubt. Endure without complaint. For the Emperor protects, but only those who serve. And now I'll hand the second address back over to Deacon Marcus.
The Sanguinius the Martyr. And yet faithful, even the emperor's light was once reflected through his sons. Among them stood Sanguinius, the angel, the great winged one, the most beloved of the Primarchs. He was given hope, given noble form, compassionate and terrible in righteous wrath. Sanguinius knew his fate. He foresaw the moment of his death long before it came, and still he chose to stand. Still he flew into the darkness so that Terra might see another dawn. This is why we mark Sanguinala, not for triumph, but for the willing sacrifice. The angel did not fall in ignorance. He fell in defiance of despair. His death was not meaningless. It was the final refusal to surrender hope. Through his blood, humanity was granted time. Through his sacrifice, the Imperium yet stands. Sanguinius teaches us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. That loyalty is proven not in victory, but in the moment one chooses to give everything, knowing it will never be returned. On this day, we honor him not as a god, but as an example, a reminder that even in an age of endless war, there is still room for nobility, still room for choice, still room for sacrifice freely given. Remember the angel. Remember that what was given, and carry the memory with you into the darkness ahead. Now, Jordan will lead us in the sacrament and the ritual of remembrance.
All rise. Faithful of the Imperium, rise now in body or in spirit, and prepare yourselves for the rite of remembrance. Sanguinala is not observed with feasting alone, nor with hollow celebration. It is marked by offering, symbolic, solemn, and sincere. What we give today is not blood, but acknowledgement, not flesh, but memory. Before you, the altar is laid in red and gold. Candles burn in measured number, each flame standing for a life given in the defense of mankind. Names are not spoken aloud, for they are beyond counting. The Emperor knows them all. As this seal is marked, so too are we marked, by duty inherited, by sacrifice remembered. Let the weight of it be felt, but not feared. May those who labor without rest find strength. May those who march into fire find courage. May those who fall be received into the Emperor's eternal service. By the sacrifice of the angel and the undying will of the Emperor, we are bound together, citizen, soldier, and servant alike. Receive this remembrance. Carry it with you. Let us now sing the hymn of Sanguinala. Let the faithful now lift their voices, not in triumph, but in unity. By his light we endure, by his will we stand, by the angel sacrifice, mankind yet lives. We will now call upon Priest Gerald for the final blessing.
Faithful servants of Terra, the hour of remembrance draws to a close, but the age of duty does not. You will leave this place and return to your labors, your watchposts, your battle lines, and your burdens. You will do so knowing that the galaxy beyond these walls is cruel and uncaring and eternally at war. Yet you do not walk alone. The Emperor watches, the angel is remembered, and mankind endures because you endure. Carry the lesson of Sanguinala with you, not as comfort, but as resolve. When doubt whispers, remember the angel who chose sacrifice. When fear takes hold, remember the throne that yet burns with undying will. Go now in obedience and in faith. Serve without hesitation. Endure without surrender. By the Emperor's will, you are dismissed. And now a final departure from Master of Ceremonies, Jordanus.
The bells toll once more. They toll for the angel who fell. They toll for the countless who followed. They toll for those who will yet be called to stand. Sanguinala has ended, but the war does not. The duty does not. The faith does not. Remember the angel. Remember the sacrifice and endure.
Thank you for attending Lorehammer's Sanguinala Mass. We'll see you all on the next episode and have a Merry Christmas.